Hi folks, I'm Hunter Ringel. As you can see, we got our boats in the water, and I'm just going to take the time to give you a walk around the boat that started it all, the Best Chance. The Best Chance is a 1979 300 weekender. It's been in my family for generations. It's the one my dad started the business with. Uncle Bob ran it for a while. I fished under Uncle Bob when I wasn't fishing with Dad. And then a little over 10 years ago, I took it over, and I've been fishing right by my dad ever since. And ironically, it's the same boat I met my wife, Captain Holly, on. So needless to say, the history with this boat runs very deep. So starting off in the front half of the fishing area, you'll notice that we've got this bench seating right here in this table. This is something that we did when my dad owned the boat eons ago. Over here we got the captain's seat and everything you see right here to drive the boat. This fish cooler right behind it doubles as a seat as well. You better be ready to be standing up and sitting down a bunch if you're going to take this side of the boat, because my goal is always to get that cooler filled up. So moving over to the electronics, I have got two Humminbird graphs right here, Solix and Apex series. I like the cross-touch ability, and I like high-definition screens for clarity. The Apex is their newest unit, and it is an absolute fishing machine. It's my primary fish finder, and this Solix 10 is a third generation. I've got it on a ram mount right here so that I can position it how I want without sacrificing any space over in this narrow cabin door. And what I love about the third generation is that it is just absolutely fast. I've got a Lake Master in here, so I've got great contour lines. And also, I love the cross-touch technology. So what that means is that you've got touchscreen capability, and in rough seas you can use the buttons to do as you need. I've got these two networked together on an Ethernet switch. When I'm running from destination to destination, I'll take the bigger screen and then I'll put my radar on here. I'm a huge fan of Humminbird Chirp radar. You have different settings: harbor mode, coastal, offshore, and heavy weather settings. So while I have full view on my larger graph over here, I still have plain visibility on the 10-inch Solix, and it's a 10-inch screen is nice and large, by the way. I just want better visibility for my dash. But the other thing that I've got is that I utilize the split screen technology. If I want to zoom out so I can see a little farther on my radar, I can do that, or zoom in. I can control it from here while being able to go back and forth between the two using two fingers touching on the desired screen to make it large or minimize it. Now that is very cool. And if you're as much of a control freak as I am and you want to know exactly how deep you are the whole time, you just touch that second widget down right there and pin it, and you've got your depth. The other thing that's on this boat that does not get nearly enough recognition is Humminbird's Autopilot. It's their SC110. One thing I love about this Autopilot is that it's got a rudder reference on the bottom, so I can tell exactly where my rudders are before I even pull out the dock. My dad has done a video on this Autopilot and the fact that it was on this boat, because as he said, there's a lot of nostalgia to this thing, and this boat now handles better than it's ever handled, and it's been in some big seas, I'm here to tell you. Between 3 generations of Ingalls, it has seen some weather. The other thing that we've got on this boat is that we've got backdrops. We just zip it shut if desired or needed to keep the weather off you, the cold weather or what have you. And when the weather is more favorable or warmer, we just go ahead and take them down. It opens the boat up a lot more. I've got them up right now because it is April and it is cold right now. And when we're fishing, I've got a fighting chair put right here in the middle. It does make things a little crowded, especially when the backdrops are up, but this is where most of the action is at. I take a towel, I throw it over the center downrigger so that if you got one of our bigger rods like our coppers or our divers, you can rest it right on that center downrigger. And if we got more than one fish on, I'll take them to each corner of the seat right here in the back of the boat. And if there's more than 3 fish on, we'll deal with it. So moving on to the back of the boat, I've got 3 Canon Optimums right here, 1 on the center and 2 up on the sides. The language that we use is the one in the center is the shoot, and the 2 up on the sides are called out downs. I've got them mounted as far up the boat as I can physically get, while still being able to get my customers on and off the boat as well as the fish cooler. The thing I love about these Canon Optimums, they're part of the One Boat network. All the information from the downrigger is right up there at my graphs, and all the information from my graphs and my fish hawk is right here at the back of the boat. Sometimes you got a wall of people up towards the front of the boat, and you can't see around it, so you know what depth you're in, you know the temperature, the speed, all that vital information. I've got their bat wings installed on the downriggers because here at Best Chance we always feel lower is better. We also run dual axis rod holders for the divers. I've got tool holders right here in the back of the boat, a couple screwdrivers, pliers. Why screwdrivers? Because sometimes you need to adjust your divers. I've got one right here in the back, and I've got 2 more for pliers up on the sides, as well as a bit of a catch-all. And let's face it, everyone's running a bigger water cup nowadays, or Gatorade, and there's no good cup holders for them. Well, I've got them right here by the passenger areas of the boat. Over in the corner, I've got a hose den. This is where my wash down is stored. Fish hooks right here because I deal with women and children and they don't always want to touch the fish. And for when nature calls, if you are so bold, I've got a urinal right here. The boat comes with this little compartment right here. This is where I keep my church boards. So up above, we've got an arch. Uncle Bob put this arch on when he had the boat, and I thank him for it to this day. It gave me rod holders for up above that I could play, so I can store my rods up above and not have them in my side or back rod holders when I'm trying to untie the boat or get people on and off. I added a couple of Canon dual axis rod holders up here so that I can get my divers up there as well, because sometimes I'm running as much as 19 rods in one time. So that's a lot. Now I got to have the customers to do it, and the lake has to be like glass to be able to comfortably do that. So I don't highly encourage it, but if you've got a Humminbird Autopilot and a nice day and you're not fishing very deep, you can get away with it. The other thing I love about the arch is that I've got my chirp radar up here. It is the highest point of my boat, excluding the nav light. It's good, it's sturdy, it's solid. I've got LEDs that light up the entire back of the boat beautifully so that it's easy to see what's going on. I can see what rods I'm going to grab. I also installed rockers onto the sides, pointed slightly outward so that I could see my divers. So there you have it, folks. This is what 3 generations of a charter fishing boat looks like. I hope this video helps you out. Feel free to, if you do anything different or you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section. Good luck this upcoming season, and we'll see you on the lake.